Hey guys, this is Richie here. Nice to meet you all. It's my first time on here, so if anyone is there and the sound is good, just let me know. Give me a thumbs up or something like this. Just going to give it another minute or two here. See if anyone else is joining. Okay, hey, we got some people. Oh, hey guys. Nice to see you here. So my name is Richie. It's a pleasure to be here with you. I'm a good friend of Ava's and Rebecca's, so if you've been doing all those classes, the three of us used to teach together here in Cambodia. That's where I still am. So my plan was to teach to you from my beautiful garden this morning, but there's a big wedding celebration going on nearby, so for keeping it quieter, oh hey there, for keeping it quieter, we're going to move things inside. So a little mini indoor garden. So yeah, it's really nice to meet you all. Very happy to be a part of this Medicinal Dreams community. Hey Max, welcome. Welcome everybody. So we'll let a few more people join here. If you're familiar with this class, you probably know the drill already. I'll just tell you to take a moment just to get your space set up. You can set up a yoga mat if you have one, and if not, you can just relax on the floor, but just make sure you have a nice clear space, a space that feels good to sit in. And then we're going to add a few things, a few simple things, just like cushions. I got a couple of cushions here. Couple of household things. I just took a belt here which I might use for some leg stretches, just a regular man's belt, but if you don't have that, you can also use just a scarf or something like this. We might use that for some stretching later in the class. So the first thing we'll talk about is the seated position. As you can see here, I'm sitting in this kind of cross-legged position. It's not really important to sit like this. What's important is to find a way for you to sit with a nice straight spine. So first I'll let you take a moment, gather the things that you need, whatever cushions or pillows. Find your space. And feel free if you want to take some drops or some gummies, anything like that, whatever helps you just relax into the moment. So the key we're going to be doing here, we're going to focus on doing everything nice and slowly. All the time we're always rushing here and there, checking this, checking that. So this hour is just for you, just to be, just to breathe, and just to slow down and let go of everything. So find any comfortable seated position. It might look like what I have here, or you might find if you're having a tendency to curve your spine a little bit and you're rolling back a little bit like this, all you need to do is take another cushion and make it a little bit higher. So for any of these seated poses, or if you practice sitting in meditation, just get a few extra layers under your hips and that will take the stress out of your knees. And if that's not enough, you can even fold the cushions over. Just do whatever works for you. Your legs don't have to be all folded up like this. They can be a little bit more like so. Or they can even be straight out in front if that's what works for you. But in either of these positions, try to find a nice long spine. So feel like your sit bones here are really grounding down, just like the roots of a tree, growing down into the earth, getting a nice strong foundation. And at the same time, imagine your spine like a tree, lengthening from the bottom up to the top, as if somebody's pulling a string out of the top of your head. And your spine all the way up to the crown of your head is like the trunk of the tree. And then your ribs and your shoulders, they're just like the branches just hanging off the side, just letting them hang down like this. So I'll turn back around just so you can see me better, but you can stay in the seated posture. Oh, hey, welcome. So Find your nice seated posture. Find that length in your spine with any comfortable position that allows you to sit with a long, straight spine. Remember, yoga is never about forcing yourself into a position that you think looks correct or somebody else is doing, but it's about learning to tune into your own body. And it's about learning to slowly open up and stretch and expand and connect with yourself. And this will look very different for everybody. So listen to your body and what it's telling you. Tune into what feels good and what feels right. Not even necessarily what I'm doing or what you think you should be doing. So the first thing we're going to do here is take a moment to connect with our breaths. So once you've found that nice long spine, just close your eyes and focus inwards into this little space between your eyebrows. And just take a moment to be aware of any sounds that you can hear around you, including your own breath, any noises that you might hear in the room, and even any noises that you can hear off in the distance. And you might notice your mind, when it receives information like this, it wants to give it a name. It wants to name the sound, think about where it's coming from, make a picture, start telling a story. The mind has this compulsion always to be busy. But see if you can just observe these sounds and just watch them all drifting past, noticing how they come and go, some near, some far. From there, just allow those sounds to be whatever they might be. And shift your awareness onto your own thoughts, seeing if you can do the same thing, just noticing your own thoughts as they come and as they go. And remember here, we're not trying to change what our thoughts are. We're not trying to stop them. We're not trying to evaluate them. We're just simply watching. Often our own thoughts are like the noises of the external world. They're quite random and they just come and go, different times. We don't need to latch onto all of them. We don't need to engage with them. So just see if you can sit back for a moment, just acknowledging these thoughts as they come and go. And again, remembering the external noises that we're hearing, our own thoughts that are coming and going. We don't need to do anything with these, just let them be. And from there, shift your awareness a little bit deeper inside and just start to observe the sensation inside your nostrils as you inhale and as you exhale. To start with here, we're just going to observe the breath as it is happening by itself. We're not changing the breath yet, we're not controlling it. I'm just observing. You might notice that the air is slightly cool inside your nostrils as you inhale. And you might notice it's a little bit warmer as you exhale. Keep on observing this process. And if your mind wanders away into thoughts, which is absolutely normal, each time you've noticed it's happened, just keep on bringing it back onto your breath. Now you might also notice here that when you start to observe your breath, you automatically start to breathe a little bit slower and a little bit deeper. And if that's not already happening, you can go ahead and consciously start to deepen your breath. So first we're going to breathe all the way down. Imagine your belly filling up with air like a balloon as you inhale. And as you exhale, let your belly come back in and then empty your lungs completely. Inhale all the way down. Feel your belly expanding. And exhale, relax, empty your lungs completely. So just tune into this rhythm in the breath for a few moments. It's nice to imagine your belly filling up with air. What's really happening here is the diaphragm is pushing down, expanding the rib cage, and that pushes your belly out. But it's sometimes just easier to imagine you're breathing in there, filling up with each inhalation. And slowly emptying the lungs with each exhalation. Just tune inwards here. Keep observing all these gentle movements of your breath. Gradually deepening each inhalation, lengthening each exhalation. Now it's important not to bring any strain in here. We don't want to be forcing the air in and struggling to hold it. Just finding your own natural deep breath. And if you do this type of breathing every day, what you'll find is that your lung capacity, as all the muscles around your ribs start to open up and your diaphragm stretches out a little bit, your lung capacity will actually get a lot bigger. But for the moment, feel what feels right for you. So keep working with that deep breath. And then going even deeper as you inhale, expand your belly, but keep on inhaling. Feel your rib cage expanding. Fill your lungs all the way up to the top. And then when you exhale, breathe out from your belly first and then from your chest. Empty your lungs completely. So deep inhalation down into your belly and then into your chest. And complete exhalation from your belly and then from your chest. Keep breathing like this for a few more moments, just tuning into that rhythm. And if you find those two parts of the breath a little bit tricky, then that's okay. Just concentrate on keeping a nice long inhalation and a nice slow exhalation in a way that doesn't involve too much effort and no strain. Start to find a very brief natural pause at the end of each inhalation and the end of each exhalation, just like a tiny little pause, like a comma in the middle of a sentence, not like a full stop, but just a comma, just a very brief pause, feeling that moment when your lungs are full or when your lungs are empty. So this is the rhythm and the breath that we're going to use all through the practice, and we'll always keep coming back to this. You might start to feel already this nice, slow, conscious, deep breathing. It's really good for slowing down the brain waves as well. And that's really what yoga is all about, bringing stillness into the mind, allowing us to be right here in the present moment. So keeping that steady breath, we're going to start to warm up our necks a little bit. You can drop your right ear over to your right shoulder. As you inhale, start to tilt your head back a little bit, coming all the way across. And then as you exhale, lower your chin down to your chest. Coming across again. Inhale as you drop your head back. Being very aware of all these gentle stretches that you can feel around your neck. And exhale, chin to chest, coming all the way across. Imagine you're drawing a spiral with the crown of your head, and every time the circle is getting a little bit bigger. Always listening to your own body, And finding what feels right for you. Inhaling back and exhaling forward. And then coming back to the center. And then we're going to slowly change directions here, starting to the other side. Inhale, head back. And exhale, chin to chest. Starting with small circles. And feeling what's going on in your neck. Observing. And seeing what feels right for you. If it feels good to keep going a little bit bigger, then you can keep making those circles bigger. You feel like you have a nice deep stretch where you're at, then just continue in that same trajectory. And then back to the center. You can give your head a little shake if you want. Roll your shoulders back a couple of times. From there, you can place your left hand on the floor. And inhale, lift your right arm up. And as you exhale, just start to walk the fingers of your left hand away from your body, so that you start to feel a nice stretch in your spine and also down the side of your body. If you want to make that stretch a bit deeper, you can walk the fingers a little bit further forward, keeping both of your sit bones on the floor. Again, if you want to lengthen the outside of your body a bit more, you can reach your fingertips a little bit more out past your head. Check back on that deep breath. Every exhalation, maybe going 1 millimeter deeper into the stretch. Never by force, but just more like a sense of exploration, doing what feels right. And then slowly start to walk the fingers of your left hand back towards your body. Inhale, lift your right arm all the way up. And exhale, slowly bring your right arm down to your knee. You can rest both hands on your knees for a moment. Close your eyes, reconnect with that deep breath. And just notice the subtle differences that you can feel down the right and left sides of your body. Particularly in your lower back and in your shoulders. Tune back into your deep breath. Remember, when you practice yoga or you practice meditation, it's very normal for the mind to wander away into different thoughts. So if you find that's happening, no problem at all. The trick is to, when you notice it's happened, just keep on coming back onto your breath. It's like slowly building a muscle, just like one repetition at a time. Or sometimes I say teaching your mind to be still. It's like teaching a puppy, an excited puppy, how to sit. So you can also think of it that way. So you can place your right hand down on the floor now. Inhale, lift your left arm up, keeping your shoulder down away from your ears. And as you exhale, start to reach up and out on this side. Now remember, the body will be very different often on one side than on the other, so don't just expect the same position, but feel your way into the pose, keeping your connection with your deep breath. Keep both of your sit bones grounded on the cushions, and if it feels good with every exhalation, you can walk that right arm out, just tiptoeing your fingers and lengthening through your left arm, seeing how that feels in your spine and in that top shoulder. Inhale, lift back up. Walk your fingers back in. And exhale, release. Again, both arms down. Both hands resting on your knees. Focus inwards. Feel your body reacting to the pose. Again, around your lower back, around the shoulders. Coming back inwards, reconnecting with your deepest breath. Remembering your breath is the doorway into the present moment. So often our mind is pulling us into the past or into the future. But when you tune into your breath, that's what brings you back right here, right now. So we're going to do a gentle bit of movement here for the spine, very gentle. You can place your hands back behind your body, just leaning back a little bit, taking some support and taking a little bit of weight off your legs, but still keeping it in your sit bones. And as you inhale, just push your belly forward, bringing a bit of an arch into your back. And as you exhale, come forward, bring your chin to your chest. I'll turn to the side here just so you can see me clearly. Inhale, push your belly forward. You can keep your chin to your chest here, no need to drop your head back. And as you exhale, push your spine back, bring your chin into your chest. Again, inhale, belly forward, open your shoulders back. And exhale, bring your belly in and your chin into your chest. So keep moving like this with each inhalation, expanding and opening. And with each exhalation, exhaling and contracting. And what we're doing here is we're giving a nice massage to all the soft tissues between the bones of the spine. And that's good. It gives them a nice massage. It gets the blood flowing through all those discs, keeping the spine soft and nourished. One more time. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, come back to a neutral position. Again, relax your hands. We'll just take a couple of breaths here to reconnect with the breath. Focus your awareness all around your spine. See if you can feel things flowing a little bit more there. Now for our next pose, we're going to come into a bit of a reclining pose. So I've got a couple of cushions here. Oh, hang on, let me think. We'll do one seated pose first, and then we'll do a reclining pose. So, two very similar poses. So for this first one, you can bring your legs into a bit of a butterfly shape. So the soles of your feet are against each other. You can sit up on the cushions here. If you're quite open in your hips and you want a deeper stretch, then you might want to take a cushion away and sit lower. If you feel very tight in your hips, you can push your feet a little bit away from your body, like so. And if you feel you're not getting a stretch and you want a bit of a deeper stretch, then you can just bring your heels closer to your body and that will make the stretch deeper. Remember, there's no right or wrong with any of these. It's about what feels good for you. Some people have done gymnastics all their lives. Other people have done a lot of work in the gym. Or they do creative things that involve a lot of sitting down. So we all have very different bodies. It's really important to remember that. So do what feels right for you. If you have your legs in this position and your knees feel a bit heavy, you can also take a cushion or cushions if you have them and place them under your knee like so. And here we're going to get a nice stretch inside the hips. So take a moment there, get yourself set up. You can inhale, lift your arms up. And as you exhale, just allow your body to fall forward and down. We're not stretching with the arms here, we're not reaching forward or pulling anything. We're just letting them drape down on the floor, just like the leaves of this plant here, just hanging down. Now you might notice something in this pose. We're going to stay here for maybe 3 minutes. So, yeah, the thing you might notice is that your belly is a bit squashed now as you lean forward. So close your eyes and come back to your deep breath, but this time you'll just be breathing into your chest. You should start to feel a nice gentle stretch around the inside of your hips, sort of through the groin area. And as I said, if you're not feeling a stretch, you can try taking your heels closer to your hips. And if it's a bit too intense, just slide your feet a little bit further forward. I invite you to keep your eyes closed and tune into the feelings that are being created by the pose. You might notice here that your body is unconsciously holding tension, holding up, supporting you. With every exhalation, see if you can let go, just release the muscles, and just allow yourself to fall forward and down. If your head is quite low here, or your upper body is quite low, also feel free to take some cushions below your chest or below your forehead. We have about 2 more minutes to go. Keep tuning into your deep breath. With every exhalation, letting go of everything. We've 1 more minute to go here. And keep observing your mind as well. Notice if there's any thoughts arising from being in the pose, any feelings of resistance or distraction. And tell your mind it's okay. We'll just be here a little bit longer. And just keep on tuning into your breath. The only thing you always need to be sure is that you feel safe. You feel things opening up as you remain in the pose. Just allow your body to go a little bit deeper. And I mean just millimeters each time. 1 millimeter with each exhalation. From there, you can slowly start to walk your hands back towards your body, using the strength of your arms to lift yourself up. Your hips might be a little bit tender. And what we're going to do here, keeping this same shape in the hips, is we're going to come forward and just take the hips down onto the floor, and the feet, if you need to, again, you can slide them a little bit further forward. Now this time we're going to do the reclining variation. So we're going to get a nice gentle back bend here by lying down on top of 1 or 2 pillows, however many feels good for you. What you want to feel is a nice gentle arc in your back when you lie down. And depending on how many pillows you have, you might also want to take, if you feel any strain in your neck, take another pillow for your head here as well. Make sure there's no strain whatsoever in your neck. With your hands, you can either rest them down by your side. You can bring them into like a cactus shape with your palms facing up. And if you want a deeper stretch for your shoulders, you can even reach back like so, just drape them back like this. So do whatever feels nice for you. We're going to stay here for 4 minutes. Close your eyes, tune into your deep breath. You might notice, unlike the last pose, your belly and your chest are completely free. So you can come back to your deepest breath. With each inhalation, feel your belly and your chest expanding, lifting up. And with each exhalation, just feel your entire body melting down into the floor. As if your body was made out of ice and it's just being left out in the hot sun. If you still have your legs in this butterfly position with a stretch in the hips, and if at any point it starts to feel a bit strenuous or you've had enough, then feel free just to extend your legs straight out in front. Again, do whatever feels right for you. With every exhalation, just breathing out all the thoughts and all the happenings of the day. Just like you're emptying water out of a bucket. We're halfway there, 2 more minutes to go. Feel a feeling of complete relaxation, complete surrender. We've 1 more minute to go here. If you're enjoying that stretch in your hips and you want to make it deeper, you can just take your heels closer to your body. And remember, you can release it at any time by extending your legs straight out in front. Just keep coming back to each individual breath. With every exhalation, releasing every muscle in your body, letting gravity do the work for you. Now, if your knees are still bent, you can slowly extend them out in front. Long, straight legs, nice and slowly. If you've been in that position, your hips will be very tender. And then all together, we're going to turn onto one side. So I'll turn this way just so that you can see, just enough to take the cushions away. And we're going to lie flat on the floor for a moment. In Shavasana, just take a couple of breaths here. Completely release yourself from the pose. And now from there, you can bend both of your knees, pointing them up in the air again like so. And now just to release any tension from the hips from those previous two stretches, we're just going to slowly lower the knees like windshield wipers down to one side, back up to the center, and just moving at your own pace, and down to the other side. We're just going to do 2 times each side. Or you can do 3 or 4 if you really want to. Just paying attention to your hips and feeling that feeling of balance coming back into your hips. And when you're ready, coming back to the center. From here, you can take your belt or your scarf or whatever it might be that you have. Even a towel would work in this situation. And we're just going to get a nice stretch in the back of the legs here. So you can keep your left leg long and straight. And if a straight leg feels in any way strained or stressful around your knee, then please feel free to take a cushion in the back of that leg. With your other leg, take your belt or your scarf just around the ball of your foot and point your leg up in the air like so. And here you just want to start to bring your toes back towards your face, just so that you feel a nice stretch in the back of this leg. And if your foot is pointing this way, the more you angle your foot downwards at the toes, the more you'll get a nice stretch here. And if you don't have stretch there, you might just need to bring your leg a little bit closer. So as I said, it'll be different for every person. So just find the point where you get a nice gentle stretch in the back of this leg. And if the scarf that you have or the belt is long enough, you can even walk your hands down here, just allowing your shoulders to relax. So we don't want to be like this, reaching up and hanging on, but just hands down, shoulders back and relaxed. And just allow the weight of your arms here to give you a nice gentle stretch in the back of this right leg. And we're going to stay here for 3 minutes. Again, if it feels comfortable for you, you can close your eyes and tune in. Tune into your deep breath. With each inhalation, visualize your breath traveling up to the muscles that are stretching in the back of that leg. And with each exhalation, like you're drawing all the tension away from those muscles and breathing it out through your nose. And just let everything go from your mind except your breath and the feeling of the stretch. Just keep tuning into those two things. We have 2 more minutes. And if you feel the stretch disappears after a little while, that's just the muscles are opening up a little bit. Then don't be afraid to pull the leg in a little bit closer so that you find the stretch again. With every exhalation, just feel your muscles relaxing and releasing. One more minute to go here. If it feels good to go a little bit deeper, feel free. If you still a nice stretch where you are, just stay with your breath. And now nice and slowly and mindfully, you can release the tension from your arms and slowly bring that right leg down, noticing the differences between the right and left legs and the right and left hips. It's quite a contrast. You can take the cushion away from the back of the knee if you had one. And just relax here for a moment. Maybe shaking out your legs. Bring a bit of balance back into the hips. And from there we're going to come in on the other side. So if you have a cushion in the back of your straight leg, or the leg that's on the floor, you can swap that over to the other side. And then we're going to take the scarf or the belt around the ball of the opposite foot. So in my case it's the left foot, but as long as you do both, it doesn't really matter which side you've started on. So find the position here, and again remember, you might be tighter on one side, you might be more open. So just see how it feels. Keep your shoulder blades and your head relaxed, and remember to walk your hands down close to the floor so you can relax your shoulders. Just angle your toes a little bit towards your face, allowing your heel to stay up, and just find that stretch on this side. And here we're going to stay for 3 minutes as well. So once you've found the position, feel free to close your eyes, tune back into your breath. Tune into the stretch. And as I said earlier, make sure we don't want to feel any pain or any strain. You know, a nice gentle stretch is good. But we're not pushing through the pain barrier here. We're not Olympic sprinters. We're just relaxing, we're releasing. Just tune into where you find that gentle stretch. Inhaling, holding the position, and exhaling, occasionally allowing yourself to come a little bit deeper if you feel it's there. What we want here is very little effort, very little determination or forcing. Just allowing the pose and the stretch to happen. Keep breathing into where you're feeling the stretch. And keep exhaling any tension, any resistance. We have a little over 1 more minute to go. Keep breathing yourself into the present moment, the here and now. And now remember, it's taken us a long time to come into this position, so we want to come out very slowly. You can release your hands. Give your fingers a little wiggle if they need one. Take the scarf or the belt away. And slowly and mindfully, you can start to lower that left leg down again, feeling the contrast between the right and left sides. Take that cushion away behind your knee on the floor if you had one. And just relax into Shavasana. We still have 1 more pose to go, but we'll take a few breaths here. Again, shake out your legs if you need to. And now for the last pose, staying on the floor, you can bend your knees and just lift your hips just enough to place some cushions in below your pelvis. Now we don't want them up our spine, really just the pelvis. And make sure your neck feels nice and comfortable here. If it doesn't, you can fold your mat over like so, 2 or 3 times, or you can even just fold up a little towel and place it below your neck. But always make sure that your neck feels comfortable and safe in any of these kind of positions. This is just a nice relaxing variation of shoulder stand. If you've done yoga before, you might be familiar with shoulder stand. And all we're going to do here, you can leave your hands flat on the floor facing up, and just for 2 minutes we're just going to point our legs up in the air like so. And if you're near a wall, please feel free to turn around and you can rest your heels against the wall with your feet pointing up, even more relaxing. So we'll stay here for 2 minutes. Once you're in the position, tune back into your deep breath. And I really recommend to do this particular pose for 2 or 3 minutes every night before you go to bed, with nice deep breathing like you're doing now. The reason being is that when we turn upside down like this, all the blood starts to come back down. Gravity pulls it down from the toes and the legs up into the torso and towards the head. This improves circulation throughout the body. But most importantly, it triggers the parasympathetic nervous system. And this is the side of our nervous system that deals with relaxation, rest, digestion, and also strengthening the immune system. So this is a really good preparation for sleep. There's no stretch here. We're just letting gravity move all the blood around. Stay with your deepest breath. Now, nice and slowly, start to lower your feet down. If you've been up against the wall, you might need to turn around a little bit. We're going to come back down to the floor, and here we're going to find our final resting pose, which is Shavasana. So, essentially, in Shavasana, you can lie flat on the floor with your feet a little bit wide. And here, like, you can see my feet just turning out to the sides. Oh, you can't see my feet really, I can see on the camera there. Okay, now you can see them. So just turning out to the sides, just falling away from your body. And your hands out beside your hips with your palms facing up. If it feels more comfortable for you, you might want to take a cushion or cushions in the backs of your knees. You can also place one below your pelvis. And you can also take a cushion behind your head if that feels comfortable. Most importantly, we're looking for a position of least resistance. So make whatever minor adjustments you need to feel completely relaxed on the floor. Keep observing your breath, but allowing it to return to its own natural, relaxed rhythm. And just observing your breath, but no longer controlling it. And just observe your body here for a moment. And just think back to the start of the class. And just notice whatever subtle differences you might feel in your body, in your breath, in your mind. And take a moment to thank yourself for being here, for giving yourself this time. And for creating these feelings. From there, I want you to bring your awareness down to your toes and your feet. And just notice if you're holding any tension here whatsoever. And with every exhalation, just relax and release. And you can continue like this, slowly scanning your body from the feet upwards. And just searching for these little points of unconscious tension. And if you find any, you don't have to suddenly release them. Just wait for the next exhalation and just breathe everything out. Just feel your body melting down into the floor. Feel your heartbeat. Feel your breath. And with every exhalation, relax and release all of your body, your breath, and your mind. With every exhalation, feel yourself drifting deeper and deeper into relaxation. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining in. It's been a pleasure to practice with you. I'm going to sign off here. And I'll see you again next week. Wishing you all a beautiful, peaceful, deep sleep. Thank you.